welcome to Oops, All Segments, the very best podcast hitting your eardrums at this very moment. I'm Kevin.
I'm Thomas. Today we are here with experimental musician, the mysterious RJ. Welcome, RJ, to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Let us see. Kevin and Thomas from Canada and Chicago. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me on your program.
My sort of location a lot more specific than Kevin's. You said my city,
Canada, and then he sort of honed in on your locale.
Yeah. Do you know what street I live on by any chance?
I have my assistant on that, Groban. He's checking things out, but he wasn't able to get anything more than what I was able to find out something quickly.
If he digs through the Oops All Segments archives close enough, there I did accidentally dox Thomas a few episodes ago.
Published it.
And published it, and took me a few
Thank you for the
weeks to
tip.
take it down. Yeah, I'm sure it's on the Internet Archive. RJ, welcome to the show. Is there anything new going on in your life? Anything exciting you want to check the people in about?
Absolutely. I have a record being released on Arrhythmia Records. It is a nice little digital label. They are re-releasing an album that I personally independently released a few months back. It is a post-industrial affair, and I have a brand new experimental grindcore project, which is called Duodenum, which is avant-garde and a bit more tongue-in-cheek.
Okay. So the tongue is moving more into the cheek as you go, it seems.
I put my tongue in the cheek while I'm grinding on her core.
Holy shit.
So let's talk about that for a second. I'm horny.
Please.
You want to talk about that, or you want to talk about what he said?
No, those projects, they sound awesome. I think it's about time we stuck it to the mainstream music establishment. Excuse me, melodies, I've heard a few, and I'm tired of them. Let's get some fucked up sounds in my goddamn cranium.
I promise you, there will be no melodies. There will be... I went out of my way. There will not even be an accidental melody. If you hear a noise I made and you're like, this is an A sharp, I will tell you no.
Right. It's sort
but I will not be able to tell you what it is.
Sure. You're precise about your lack of knowledge or precision.
To make
I'm very precise about my lack of knowledge. Yes, very precise about my complete and utter lack of knowledge.
I understand. I appreciate that.
And to sort of, if you just let the notes fall where they may, the sort of organizational force of nature, some melodies would emerge. So you have to go in very intentionally and kind of slice out the notes when something sounds a little sonorous or a little beautiful. You have to extract that straight out of the tube.
Which honestly speaks to our sonic approach to this podcast a little bit too. If we think that the listeners might be enjoying what we're doing, if they suspect that there might be some sort of pleasure to derive from the show, I'm quite quick to sort of just, hit them with a loud noise, kind of invade their
And that is why this was the perfect avenue. This was the perfect avenue. Yes.
Right. Understood. So, if you're into the noise of it all, that's one of my favorite bands, Nine Inch Nails, is on tour with a band called Boys Noise right now, or a DJ, and I feel like if you want some real boys noise, then a la Pinocchio, that's
noise a la Pinocchio. What do you mean by that?
Well, I said a real boy's noise, right?
A real boy. I see. Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing
I was wondering.
Listening in on the circus,
like Pinocchio's nose, but you pronounced it weird.
RJ gets it.
When you wish upon a star, Kevin, you get my check-in. It's time for my check-in.
When I wish upon a star, I want to know just how you are.
I've been bamboozled by a large cat in town, much like the wooden boy in the eponymous Pinocchio film.
And that's what's up with you this week. That's what's up. Absolutely, yeah.
And that's been tricks him into the circus?
Is he a fox or something? I can't remember what animal he is, but Pinocchio
and that's the day you've had?
He becomes a real boy. This is my life, so I should really remember, but I became, I guess, a real boy. I walked to school, I'm whistling all the way, and then I turn one corner and there's a fucking con artist who's like, "Do you want me to sell you into servitude?" And I'm like, "Yes, please, mister." And then I just sort of join.
Oh, you're talking about Gideon. His name is Gideon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great character.
Gideon, for the uninitiated, just so that they know, Gideon looks like this. Sort of, Thomas is sort of mean to the downtrodden, the unhoused, the sort of those who need patch clothing. It's pretty fucked up, man. That's your check-in that you sort of...
No, it's obviously a joke that didn't really land, but my real check-in is earlier today I completed the video game Donkey Kong Bonanza on the Switch 2.
Oh, snap.
I've not fully completed it. There's a lot to
And that's the one that's played with the bongos? That's the one that you have played with the bongos?
No, you're thinking of,
I think
yes.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, or potentially the other Donkey Kong rhythm game, which name is escaping me right now. This one I played on a regular controller.
And there's no bongos involved?
The DK will hit on his chest to create a drum beat that allows his friend Pauline to sing beautiful songs.
I just think it's sort of, if you were going to prepare for this episode, you knew we were having an experimental musician on, you thought you would have...
The game's all about music, RJ. And let me tell you, if you want to create a beautiful song, you got to find yourself an ape friend who can you can ride on his shoulder, and he will...
A Michael Jackson sort of situation? A Michael Jackson
exactly, yeah. Exactly. And I'm not going to elaborate what I mean by that comparison, but yes. I'd love for that to happen. Have a monkey friend that will give you the confidence to fulfill your musical dreams. And the game was incredible. It was beautiful, Kevin. I loved it. The finale, I mean, there's a lot of great stuff along the way. I had fun the whole time, but the finale is truly something special. If you're a Donkey Kong fan, you're going to love how it wraps up. And so I just can't praise those good folks enough at Nintendo. Great job, guys.
Is Rareware still hucking it out, or is
They're
Rareware
not involved
gone
in any way?
They make DLC now.
Oh,
yeah.
What?
They're an exclusively DLC comp. So
what?
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't like that. I feel like that shouldn't be.
I think they developed for Microsoft. They make some. They were, I think, involved in a Perfect Dark follow-up, and then that game got canceled. All the developers got fired. So I don't know what's happening to Rare, but for a while they were developing for Microsoft. This game has some references to the Rare games, but initially people were nervous that Nintendo was trying to distance themselves from the original Rare titles because they're kind of perverted. They have sexy Candy Kong. There's a lot of fart humor. There's some weird immature stuff that, Rare did Conker's Bad Fur Day. And I think Nintendo feels a little uncomfortable with one of their main mascots being associated with Rare's sense of humor.
That's interesting. Okay, do you mean to tell me that David Wise was out here scoring toots?
David Wise was, it was incredible. The texture, you'll know about this, RJ, actually, because David Wise had to create some of the greatest orchestrations in video games ever on a really limited sound output system on the Super Nintendo, with only 32 bits.
Yeah.
I believe that, I could be wrong about this, but he had to use the absence of sound in certain places to create the illusion of more layers.
Yeah.
Yes, the idea is that they could not make multi-track, so they would create the illusion of multi-track with a really tight composition.
Everything sort of on top of each other. Yeah.
I listened to Aquatic Ambiance on my walk yesterday, and that shit goes incredibly hard. One of the greatest songs ever written. Kevin, what's going on with you?
I just got back from the grocery store and was pontificating, pondering, thinking. Ain't life a little bit like the cereal aisle?
Like a box of chocolates? Is this the Forrest Gump shit, or you have a different observation?
No. Ain't life like the cereal aisle? You start with the fun, bright boxes, the cartoon characters, the imagination overrunneth, right? My bowl overrunneth with milk and oat. And the cereals are fun. They're sugary. They're exciting. They're energetic. Nice. I have to walk past all of these now. I have to walk past the Frosted Flakes and the Toucan Sam and the Count Chocula. I have to walk past even you start to eat a little healthier. You're looking at the shredded wheat, the mini wheats, right? You're like, oh, there's some wheat going on, more wheat than frosted. Okay, and then we're into like the Chex and the shreddies, where it's like kind of choose your own amount of health.
Does it feel
and
like
sugar.
they really organize it in terms of health? Like it gets less.
Yeah, it does. Yes, because by the end of the aisle, this is what I'm grabbing: muesli. Fucking shaved oats and dried fruit. Fucking an almond sliced so thin, Kate Moss couldn't imagine it.
Because she's a famously skinny model.
Yeah, I was using a reference to, remember how in Family Guy back in the day they blew her out the window? Or she yeah. I thought I'd do a nice Seth MacFarlane callback for the OGs. Yeah. Muesli. This is how I know I'm old.
Fiber stones.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
This is not good.
It's terrible. Yeah, and so I feel like life is like a cereal aisle. That's the mood I'm in right now. But I decided to subvert it by grabbing myself. Look at this chocolate bar.
Loads of movie night.
Now, what do you think?
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I've created a few loads on movie night myself.
Netflix and chill.
Yourself? By yourself?
Well, yeah, mainly by myself.
Look how fucking thick this chocolate bar is.
Damn. Well, they gotta fit the whole popcorn and the milk duds in there. How is it, Kevin?
There's popcorn in that chocolate bar. It's pretty good.
Good? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Shall we spin the wheel?
Let's spin the wheel. Let's get into a segment.
Woo! What do we got?
Night of the Living Head. Participants must choose the dead celebrity they would most like to receive oral sex from. Now, this one This is unfortunately inspired by Jesse Bergen, who would hate the connection here, but this was in our segment where we came up with a bunch of ideas all at once, thanks to him.
I could certainly get behind this.
RJ, well, they're going to be getting in front of you.
I was going to say, you actually don't have to. Yeah,
RJ, you seem excited, so you don't have to answer first, but it has to be a dead celebrity.
I would absolutely love to answer first. And my answer is going to be beloved American treasure Vera Lynn. Died decades ago.
Let's look it up here. I don't know who that is. I know the name.
You're going to have to screen share so I can...
oh my goodness. Okay, hold on.
It's pretty disturbing what's coming, I can tell. Okay.
Vera I just wasn't expecting her to be an old woman.
She was gorgeous in her day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, are we talking this Vera Lynn?
Absolutely. I'm so sorry for any confusion. Absolutely. I believe I was under the impression it was right before death, moments before death, if she would have come back. Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Last conscious
absolutely.
Memory.
Yes. Let's
hold out of heaven to come give RG dome.
I'm so sorry. Yes, I do not want to be disrespectful or disgusting or gross. Absolutely.
No, yeah.
Deathly old, deathly ill.
An angel stops her at the gates of heaven. Your work is not done yet.
I
and
have
sends her back down, and she's slobbering on the knob.
I feel like there's an obvious answer here, my friends, and I just have to give it up for the throat goat herself, Nancy Reagan.
Yes,
I mean,
of course.
Famously good at giving head, and also such an evil sort of family that I wouldn't feel any guilt, I don't think, about pulling her out of hell to slop me off one last time. Kevin,
this does feel disrespectful.
Is truly heinous. I'm realizing I mean, we're always pretty sexual on the show, but there's something about this that feels pretty ugly.
My girlfriend's going to watch this. My girlfriend will watch this.
Oh, good. Kevin, does anyone come to mind for you? To sort of round out this devil's threesome.
You know, the first celebrity death I can really remember being impacted by, that I think I'd love to reverse it, for even a moment, for the off chance to see some more of this person's amazing work. I think I need Top from Mac Miller.
One last. Taken too soon.
I approve of this. Greatly.
Now, can you just give us a little context why you chose Mac Miller here?
Actually, can I change my answer?
I want to hear first the context for why you chose Mac.
We're bringing him back now. We're bringing him back already. We've said the in emotion, so
I'll just give you a sense here. Mac Miller understands self-care. He understands circles, which is a huge part of good sloppy toppy. He understands the spins. He understands, if you've ever listened to Mac Miller's album, The Divine Feminine, which is a bit ironic in this circumstance, but the man understands sexual pleasure like nobody's business. He had sex with Ariana Grande for a year, and he wrote a whole album about it. But I his last album released posthumously was called Balloonerism, and I'd like to get sort of blown like
head big style,
a little giraffe.
Yeah. So that's sort of what I'm hoping.
Sort of twist it and fold
My
it.
changed answer is Robin Williams as Mrs. Doubtfire.
Nice. Now, this is just such a tragic loss in the kind of comedy world when he passed and brought so much joy.
I thought you meant this segment.
He suffered so much.
Well,
also,
also
in a way, RJ, minus the part where it brought joy to people. It's a lot like Robin Williams' death, experiencing this podcast.
Right. And even some people would call it selfish, which I wouldn't. Yeah. But some people would call it
You
selfish.
wouldn't want Robin Williams as the genie kind of doing impressions and making noises the whole time. This is Walter Cronkite sucking your dick or whatever.
Well,
he's going to do like 80s references while he's blowing me.
Doing the elephant noise. Like
any 80s role at all now.
I am not a crook, just like doing fucking Nixon, just random shit.
I want to bust on the nose that he used for Patch Adams.
Yeah.
Hi, Jay.
Hey, Caitlin. We're the co-hosts of a little podcast called Gimme That D.
Did that get your attention?
It's a Disney Channel original movie breakdown podcast.
We are breaking down all of your favorite childhood movies that aired on the Disney Channel from 96 to 06, the golden age of cinema.
Duh. We are two F-list comedians with a lot of A-list comedian friends, and together we break down and celebrate these absolutely batshit crazy films.
So we're talking aloof parents,
inexplicable plots,
bold cuts responsible for sexual awakenings the world over.
And we ask the hard-hitting journalistic questions like, what the fuck is this?
And could we have maybe taken a second pass at that script?
But we love them.
Oh, God, yes.
So listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.
To stay in the know of what movie we're covering each week and who our guest is, follow us on Instagram at GMTDpod.
Yeah, but for real, do it.
Now,
I don't think...
We took a pretty early break this episode, which speaks to the screeching halt the momentum took in that last segment. Kevin hit the emergency eject button just to give us a moment to reset. But now that we're back, RJ, do you have a segment for us that you can introduce on this episode?
I was told that it would be okay if I brought talking points. So I brought the Archdeacon of all Raucous presents the fantasy battle of the bands.
Wow.
But there is no other frills. So, Rush versus Pink Floyd, who's more awesome?
Wow. Ooh. So it's a really fancy name for just some pretty straightforward comparison questions, which I love. No other frills.
And it sounds like it's going to be mostly music focused, which means that Thomas's lack there of musical knowledge will be...
These are the most popular rock acts of all time, so I hope you have some inkling.
I know the difference between Neil Peart and Roger Waters.
Okay. What are we gonna do?
I think I'm gonna go with.
Are we in competition?
Are we just?
Well, I was thinking.
And why?
This is more like a a Russian Paralympics, and by that I mean parallel Olympics, Russian style.
Yeah.
Therefore, I will judge completely, but you may speak first.
Right. I get
you decide ultimately who wins the argument, but we'll make our cases here.
Yeah.
You're like the Russian guy who didn't have any of the equipment at the Olympics, was shooting that gun at the best band. I mean, I think I got to give it up for Pink Floyd. I think that they've been on the right side of history throughout their time. Roger Waters kind of a pretty impressive leader on some controversial issues from an early point. They also have some really creative experimental albums. They've done a lot with a little, telling narrative stories, these concerts that are kind of immersive. I've lost RJ. He's wandered off screen.
You did it. Well, I have to say though, Thomas, like how fucking God save the Queen of you. You must be Oxford educated, you little bitch, because of course you'd love Pink Floyd and deny a Canadian band like Rush the accolade. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean guy. That's what I think of when I think about you.
Tom Sawyer.
Awful guy. Actually, the song goes that he is a horrible, depraved gentleman. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yes.
Awful guy. Tricks people into
we segued into this perfectly. The main issue, neither of them are perfect. And I'm glad you both, the fact that neither of you could agree, points neither of them are perfect, because Rush is mostly awesome, but a little lame. Pink Floyd, a little bit lame, but mostly awesome.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's just, what do you do? What do you do? Oh.
Yeah, that is hard. That is a hard one to strike, but I do think, I think that's a good assessment. I'll say this. I know more Pink Floyd songs than Rush.
Oh, then Pink Floyd. Okay.
We're just two lost souls
so next one,
swimming in a fishbowl year after year. Go ahead, RJ.
Led Zeppelin versus Iron Butterfly. Who's more epic?
You say Led Zeppelin?
The last one was awesome. This one's who's more epic.
Who's more epic? Iron Butterfly was the second one, Kevin. In the Gata Davida. Famous is the one song I know by them. And so unfortunately that is not
their only
enough
song
to defeat Led Zeppelin, since I only know one
Zeppelin
song.
has got it. I mean, listen, in the garden, that song is pretty good.
One of my favorite jokes in all of movies is when there's a hard cut in Fast Times at Ridgemont High after this first date between the sort of dorky kid and the girl that he's interested in, and it's just him and his, he's bored his friend's car and he told him to play Led Zeppelin, and so it's just them listening to, I think, Kashmir as they drive in total silence, and it's a really great moment. So I'm giving it up for Zeppelin. That's an epic moment in cinema history.
My favorite thing about Led Zeppelin is that their drums were heavily sampled in early hip hop. One of the first most ubiquitous samples that you can hear in early 80s hip hop, and early 90s hip hop is sampled from When the Levee Breaks, the drums from When the Levee Breaks. So I'm also a Zeppelin fan, and despite I even forgot what the Iron Butterflies one-hit wonder nature, I don't know that you can compete with an album cover that has the Hindenburg on it.
You are absolutely wow. I mean, you blew me away with your rock history. You said everything right, everything I personally wanted to hear, but the problem is that I don't like four that much, so I'm going to give it to Iron Butterfly. Next one, Metallica versus Pantera. Mm-hmm. Metallica versus Pantera. Which is heavier?
I don't know Pantera.
For longer.
I don't know Pantera really much at all.
Yeah, well,
they're not actually as popular, I learned.
Yeah, not nearly as popular, but Dimebag Darrell was lauded as an innovator in his art form. Died too soon. I noticed you didn't choose him to give you Dome, Thomas.
Dimebag Darrell.
Yeah, you didn't get top from Dimebag.
Dome bag. Rip Dome bag.
Dimebag Darrell.
Dimebag Darrell. I think Metallica fans are really annoying. I think that's something I'm aware of. People are too into Metallica.
What was the metric by which we said awesome and epic? What's this one? Which one is more
heavy?
Which one was more heavier for longer? For longer. So it's an endurance. It's not heaviest, but heavy endurance.
Okay. I'm going to say this. Yeah. The weight that Metallica put on the music industry when they shit all over Napster and shut down Napster. That shit, as the Beatles would say, she's so heavy. Okay, she's so heavy. That is some lame ass game playing for my money. So Metallica is heavier than Pantera, despite the fact that Pantera is
do you like that they put heat on Napster? Or you don't like?
No, I think it's bad.
I'm confused.
I think it's bad. Yeah, no, I mean I get where it's hard to take. I think they put a weight on the economy of musical collaboration and
for longer.
Yes, I think it had a lasting impact in a way that Pantera did not, whereas Pantera's, as far as I'm concerned, Pantera's biggest achievement is that they did a version of the song Walk by
let me go ahead and explain. Let me go ahead and explain, and I'll go ahead and tell you what's right and what's wrong. So,
yes, out in a Russian way, please.
First of all, everybody knows New Metallica sucks. New Metallica sucks.
Yeah.
But Pantera sucked in the beginning. They were a late 80s glam band before switching to groove metal in 1990. In the late 80s, Metallica were already doing thrash metal.
Okay. So they were. See, it's a good in a way. Pantera sucking in the beginning justifies Thomas's point of not getting Dimebag Darrell to give him top later.
And absolutely, and it justifies you as well. Often. Metallica is the heaviest, but they suck now and they suck forever because of their impact. Next question.
Yeah. Okay.
Pixies versus Melvins. Which one was more impactful on Kurt Cobain's vision and direction for his projects?
Oh no!
Interesting.
I don't know who the Melvins are. I do know who the Pixies are.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you.
And it's important to note that they are both called the Melvins and the Pixies. The Melvins and the Pixies are the right way to say that, and nobody will get mad.
Okay, the Pixies. Yeah. I see. I assume, even though the timeline doesn't make sense, I assume Nirvana and Kurt Cobain specifically was heavily influenced by the ending of Fight Club, but not because of the music, but because of its anti-capitalist sort of sentiment.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to assume that he actually didn't like the fact that the Pixies song, what is it? Where's My Mind? Was there. I think he would have wished that they would have stopped, as they say in the beginning of that song. And
Kevin,
so I think
you're going to be blushing in a second because I think you missed a cue from RJ here. I don't think it's that hard, but RJ was sort of hinting that neither of these bands does have a the in them, and actually people would get really pissed at you if you said it with a the. But as I'm kind of an expert, I'll just say Melvins are an American rock band formed in 1983 in Montesano, Washington, and their early work was key to the development of both grunge and sludge metal. Okay, so it sounds primarily a trio, they've performed as a quartet with either two drummers or two bassists. So I think from that history, it's kind of important for Kurt Cobain to recognize that. I think probably
isn't a Melvin a frontal wedgie?
Excuse me?
Isn't a Melvin a frontal wedgie? Like when someone pulls your underwear up in the front, you know, how like unwillingly someone kind of grabs it. Isn't a Melvin a frontal wedgie?
Yeah. I thought it was a veggie, if it's your girlfriend.
Oh. Yeah. So on UrbanDictionary.com here, it says Melvin, a frontal wedgie. Instead of underpants being up your butt crack, they ride up into the labia. So quite specifically, if it's your girlfriend.
Into the labia.
Yeah. That sounds like something Kurt Cobain would be into.
Kurt Cobain
something
seems like
in the way, right?
Sad.
Kurt Cobain had a girlfriend.
Haunted. I think Kurt Cobain might have been haunted by the Fight Club ending. Like
Did Courtney Love shoot him because he gave her a Melvin?
He shot himself because Pixies were in Fight Club.
Wow.
There it is. He was inspired by the gun in the mouth opening.
Yeah, the
USSR's official stance on this issue is discussed in the comments.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, Radiohead versus Death. Which is more progressive? And I mean politically and musically progressive.
Right. So the concept of death, or
both. There is a band called Death. They invented death metal, but also the concept of death itself.
Right. Thank you.
Radiohead, I should have asked for Rush Limbaugh to give me a blowjob.
Or Tom York.
So we're gonna keep calling back to that. The sort of squeeze it.
The segment you hated.
Legs are left, but I didn't like it. But look, I had more to say about blowjobs than music. That's for sure.
Yeah,
and I haven't had a ton of blowjobs. So, what were the two options?
Thomas has performed a lot more blowjobs than he's performed music.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so because of that, I think death is not a very progressive thing. I wish death was more progressive. I wish death was less arbitrary, and I wish death was a little more like, taking from the upper class, did a little bit of culling, you know. One thing I always thought was inspiring was that in Twilight the character's last name was Cullen, and I thought it would be good if death, a la a sparkly vampire, could get to cullen the riches. And so I'm gonna say
Mangione type of yourself here.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I'm on team.
Well, they did have that kind of vampire clique kind of thing going on.
Yeah. So there we are. And they invented a form of metal. Whereas Radiohead, it has sort of like changed the soundscape of like rock music entirely as well, with like OK Computer and things like that. So I think no surprises here. I'm gonna go with Radiohead.
Yeah, I think In Rainbows sounds pretty LGBTQA plus friendly. I also think it's a little too late. Johnny Greenwood, more like Johnny Come Lately. Where were you for the community when you started, you fucking poser? I'm going with the other band whose name I forgot.
Death? Just
absolutely. Death. That's exactly what I wanted out of you, Thomas. Yes, that's the spirit. You're feeling it.
Fuck. I don't like this adversarial nature. You would choose death over dishonor or anything. You'd rather be carried by 6.
You are
stroked by 12.
Mm-hmm. You are absolutely both tragically incorrect, because you are so right that death is not the great equalizer, and we previously established that progressive, it needs to be more progressive. I'm so sorry, I'm baked. We gotta call this whole we gotta call this whole segment off. Spin the wheel again.
Let's go. Let's spin the wheel. That was great. Thank you, RJ, for holding your sobriety together just long enough to get through this. Here we go.
My assistant's coming with another full cart.
Oh no.
Flight school.
Some smoke and sip.
Participants must create paper airplanes and demonstrate their flight on video.
I legitimately was just going to start folding this and then was like, I should not tamper with this piece of paper because it will be distracting for the audio.
So I happen to have some pages right next to me. RJ, do you need to leave to get a piece of paper? You got something?
I've got all sorts of papers on.
He did have that yellow notepad. He was sort of taking notes about you and I's seemingly addresses and personal information on.
Absolutely.
He knew that you were from Canada and I'm from Chicago. So let's do it this way, friends. No looking up anything. Maybe you already have some paper airplane experience. That's allowed. But no Googling instructions. We're just going to try our best to make something based on that flimsy memory and see whose flies the farthest on cam. I'm going to have to turn off my fake background actually for this so that you can see.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do in this room here to make it.
You might have to throw it kind of horizontal, and we'll see if it makes it past the posters, because it probably won't.
No, I mean certainly not.
Let's did anyone have any experience making paper airplanes, kind of in their youths?
When I was a kid, there was a kid a new guy who joined us in middle school named Brett, and Brett was having a hard time making friends. He had a big personality. He was a scrawny little kid. And I was nice to Brett at lunch one day, and we had a class together. And that afternoon, Brett was like, hey, asked to go to the bathroom. And I had only been like nice to him at lunch. I didn't like hang out with him too much or anything. I just was like, hey man, how are you? And he was like, asked to go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay. So I asked to go to the bathroom, and he met me in the bathroom, and he had 3 paper airplanes, and he was like, let's see which one we can get into the toilet. And
the ultimate goal.
That was my one of my few memories of being friendly with Brett. I got invited to his birthday party.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I mean, I got a lot of respect for people with that engineering instinct who can just put something together. I just folded this like, Kevin, yours looks great. I feel like you have actual experience. You're gonna win.
Well, I mean, all those years of practice.
Dog shit.
What
Look
the fuck is that?
Just folding at random. Just trying to see.
So we were doing a house, right? We're doing a house, right? We're on the same page. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are building towers for me.
Kind of interesting. We're doing the segment. They're not called the Blue Angels. They're the other group of fighter jets that flies around and does air shows in Chicago. Is performing today, so you can probably hear them.
I heard literally
because they're fucking loud as hell.
Yeah, I think literally as you said that it happened.
Yep. But okay, I pretty confident in my. This is sort of a passenger plane. I'll say it's got like room for a lot of cargo.
Yours is definitely made by Boeing, I have to say.
Yeah, yours looks good.
Yeah.
Kevin, I think that's like gonna work.
I mean, it might. Brett trained me well. I did also piss on it a little bit. See, I would say RJ's looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually more of like a spaceship design. I actually thought very hard of it, and I was not trying to compose myself for a few minutes. We have compartments here, we have compartments in the rear, and it will not fly without the help of jet propulsion.
Okay.
So it's gonna go straight up, but we'll see. Okay, so I think we gotta go sort of to the side. Probably our best bet. If you can go back into the side, then I think we should go one at a time. I know I'm away from my microphone and coming back in. Kevin, why don't you go first?
I'll go first.
And really back up as far as you can go, because that's gonna be, I mean, it might really fly.
Okay, we'll see here.
Yeah.
It kind of flew.
It looked like it nose dove. I'm not sure that did sustain.
It didn't catch much air. It kind of just like spiraled down. I think the paper was pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But
it didn't immediately fail. It sort of went in a downward arc. RJ, you've collapsed to the ground, it looks like. You're back.
Yes, I should go ahead and go.
Yeah,
our
let's
budget,
see RJ's
the space
next.
program's budget. The space program's budget is low. Let us go high. Now, we should not see it come back down at all. That would be a critical failure.
Yeah, right. On a space flight. So it's like the space program.
Yeah.
Don't be that upset about
really
it.
Hurt him somehow.
Yeah,
he seems
don't be that upset
in a lot of
fine.
pain.
Yeah. You're like Roman from Succession when his rocket explodes.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw mine. I'm not sure it's gonna make it across my screen. Period. So let's see how this goes.
I can't imagine it will.
It was so beautiful. I know it went off screen, but it did a loop-de-loop, and it sort of cascaded back into my hand, guys.
That was
wow.
horrific.
What a gorgeous flight.
Sort of a skier.
I think, Kevin, you've won this segment.
Yeah, I think I won. I think I'm victorious. Which I already felt like I was. I have to say about this chocolate bar, one shortcoming of it is that in my opinion, it's a chocolate bar with popcorn in it. That's great. It's a really cool idea. But they made it caramel corn. And I wish it was just popcorn.
That's interesting. I'm not sure if I would prefer that, but because I feel like a Jelly Belly popcorn, like any like regular popcorn sweet thing can be. I guess you would want it to maybe be kettle corn.
Yeah,
somewhere in the middle, like a sweet corn.
But I think the contrast is there. I like the contrast.
Yeah, the salt and sweet is good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that segment. This is you, RJ. You're subjecting to you're being subjected to some of the worst segments we have on the wheel. I have to say.
I'm glad that I
kind of liked that one. I thought that was a little more creative.
Well, yours was better than the sloppy toppy and the paper airplanes for sure.
I kind of like the paper airplane one. I mean, it wasn't great for a podcast because people are just listening.
Right. Yeah, it was bad for the folks at home who don't use the Spotify video version.
And it's bad, I guess, on video because none of us could see the flights of our planes at all.
Yeah, but you said you liked it, right? So that's fine.
Well, conceptually, I like it. It's fun to do stuff like this on the show. Okay. Now, obviously, this one didn't pan out. RJ's sinking in quicksand on video, if you want to check that out. Yeah, he's sort of becoming lower and lower.
My other assistant is coming with Narcan. No concern.
He needs Narcan.
Good. Yeah, well, look, the opioid crisis is no laughing matter. Let's keep RJ alive and alert for the last few minutes of this episode.
Do you know Narcan is produced in Winnipeg?
Hey, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
We can drop a link in the description.
Is that what the CAN stands for? Canada? Wait, what did you say?
Drop a link in the description.
Yeah, links. Pixar didn't happen, Kevin. Let's take a tour of the Narcan factory next time I visit you. Yeah. I think it's time to wrap up the show. RJ, is there anything you'd like to plug?
Absolutely.
RJ,
Absolutely.
He's dead.
Absolutely.
He's back in character.
My character is fine, thank you very much. Don't speak ill of my repute.
But yeah, just anything you want to plug here. You've switched into a kind of a stentorian voice, which is odd, but...
Duodenum Grind is an avant-garde metal project that gets decent views on its YouTube channel, and I have a Bandcamp that I wanted to plug at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
rche.bandcamp.com. You could leave it in the bottom, and I'll comment, I'll reply. If you comment, I'll reply it to you, and I'll also say something nice about you.
Just be wary of that, folks at home, because his radar for what's nice and what's not might be a little off,
skewed.
Yeah.
RJ, now our listeners may or may not be music fans, but let's hear a sincere pitch. What kind of a person might really enjoy checking out? What kind of a person might really enjoy checking out these musical projects? What could you've collapsed? You've become a wet rag.
He's like,
of a
stop
man.
making me fucking talk about my fucking music.
You don't have to. I wanted to give you a chance to actually sell it a little bit, if you'd like.
If you've ever listened to music on the radio and you said, I like this, but it could sound like it was done on a single electric guitar in a cave. And so, if you are interested in a little something odd, punk music, something a little weird,
All right, thank you for the plug. That was awesome.
Description.
You're gonna want to check that out. I'll be doing a show
in Manchester, England in September.
Which I will be I will be there. I will be there, and I will be first there.
Oh no. It'll be on Friday the 12th in Manchester. I don't know what the theater's called, but I'll be doing an improv show there. And when I'm back, you can check out the Winnipeg Improv Festival. That's where I'll be with Club Soda Improv and probably other fun folks. So come check us out. Come check us out in the city, in Winnipeg. Thomas, what the fuck are you plugging?
So Camp What's His Name has ended. You missed it. Sorry, but I'm still in Trigger Happy, and you can also check out Secret Family. And I'm joining some other members of Club Soda for, I think, the first improv festival in Montreal in September. You can check us out on September 27th.
Grand Yes And is what it's called.
Yeah. 8:30 p.m. is the show.
For that.
Some Club Soda people will be there.
And I have to miss that.
I do have. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly a huge relief for me.
Yeah.
Now, we do need to call. We do have to place a call to 911 to go check on RJ.
No, my assistant is coming, and he hates to be rushed.
He hates being rushed. Well,
your assistant
then,
hates
perhaps
being rushed.
Perhaps he prefers being Pink Floyded.
Oh,
we'll see you next time.
Shit,
we'll see you
son.
next time.
And that's when I did.